But first, we want to quickly switch on over to KICD, where we are expecting to see the CS for Education speak in regards to the 2021-2022 university placement. So I do believe we're ready with that. Let's have a quick listening. We'll be right back.
Somebody somewhere in NEC sat down to disadvantage a Kenyan child. I am a cabinet secretary for children in private schools and public schools. And please give me a break and don't take me to the gutter where some of you are, because I will never go there. Rather than go there, I have better things to do. So I and my team, which includes NEC, shall do what has to be done. The history speaks for itself. If you look at the trajectory of the last 5 years, are you saying the public is not happy that their children have now been empowered? And who has told you that that child in Mukuru Kwanjenga, who has an IQ that is 5 times better than my own seed, for example, should be failed because the child stays at Mukuru Kwanjenga? I shall go and answer, because unfortunately that is the society that we have become today. I may not be here tomorrow, but let us be proud to speak the truth, because the truth remains the same. And for those of you who, along with me, are continuing to serve the children, irrespective, then let us not apologize to anybody. Because in terms of numbers, if you have a large number in the public sector, then it means we also have a large number, comparatively, of intelligent children there who just need to be switched on, and they will fly. I will then take this opportunity to say something about another policy before I go to the placement service. Perhaps one of the most important things that this government has done is the policy of 100% transition. And unfortunately, this morning also, I will go to Parliament to try to justify it. Yet the results are quite open. This is now the 4th year we are doing this. And the policy of 100% transition is not just related to children coming from standard 8 to form 1. It mops up everybody. For example, as far as TVET is concerned, my instructions were to mop up children from the year 2000 and make sure that we give them hope. And I have done that even at a personal level, where I have mopped children and also help them in whichever way I can. And they are back and they are training. This has been one of the most transformative. And if I was to ask Dr. Njegere, who is now the new CEO of NEC, he will tell you that last year, the increase in children who are going to do Form 4 exams this year, as compared to last year, where this year means in March next year, the increase is over 10.3%. Those facts are there. These are our children. Why can we never appreciate what is good for us as we play our politics out there? And because of that, I thought I would say there are counties like Nairobi, Bomet, and a few others who have reached 100% for this group. But there are also counties which are in their 60s. And most of these counties are in the coast. And we must now go out. Everybody, including the people who have been posted there, who are sitting on the chairs, must move out and let us take the children back to school. As a whole government, using the Ministry of Interior, using the chiefs, I will also go out. And I expect everybody to go out. But the children go to school. knowledge is power. Knowledge is a very strong power, and it is a right to everybody. People talk about the Constitution. If you are making so much noise about the Constitution, why don't you make sure that children go to school as the only fundamental change that will bring future to our children and this country? Forget about all these other political noise. They don't make sense to a learned person like me. They don't make sense. Take the child to school and everything will follow. The world is now a global village. And these children, like just yesterday, the president went and negotiated a pact with the government of Great Britain, and our nurses can now be employed there. We have so many nurses that are unemployed here. They can be employed there. So when we train, let us not be so myopic. We are not training for the country alone. We are training for everybody, isn't it? Now, it gives me great pleasure to be here this morning to join you today to release the results of universities and colleges selection process, which the universities and colleges placement service has just completed. Before I continue reading this, I want to tell you the most important thing that I picked when I was being briefed yesterday. The policy of government, even before I joined it, and I don't know how and why I joined it, but the policy was and continues to be that we should unskill our children. Because we had gone to the side of certification, or you have gone to the university and you have a certificate, you have a degree, which is basically a worthless piece of paper. So I came to government when the president was saying, unskill our children to make sure they can employ themselves and employ others. So for the 2.5 years that I've been in government, I must be very proud to say that now the so-called C+ and above who everybody thinks will go to university, a sizable number of them, including those with A's and A- and B+, are choosing to go to technical colleges by choice. Instead of going to do a course I don't want in the university, like the PS is saying, why don't I go and do what I want? For example, if I'm medically minded and I can't become a doctor, there's only a fool who thinks in one track. Why don't you go and do public health? It is nearer to medicine than going to do anthropology, which you will go and do in the university for nothing. So there's a sizable number of over 6,000 students, 6,600, who have actually on their own gone to technical schools to go and do what they want. And I think this credit goes to His Excellency the President, who has kept making noise about this, and also to the children themselves, who I am sure have defied their parents, because the parents are the ones who misguide the children. I want to end this by saying that there is a boy in Kitui whom we carried to school, and we were ready to pay school fees for him. But he left because he wanted to be a welder. And so we have taken him to a technical school to go and do welding. I think that's an intelligent boy. He has insisted, even though we bought uniform and took him to school, said no, he wants to go and do welding. So he has gone to a technical school. You are aware of that case, Director. So something is happening that we need to be proud about our society. Even in the admission process at a lower level, we placed children properly. Then parents, through corruption or what have you, moved their children to other schools. Quite a number of those children defied their parents and went to schools that they were taken in the first instance. And we praise God for it. So something is happening in our society. Compared with the selection process for the previous years, we have this year been more meticulous and patient. We introduced a new third round revision targeting candidates who had not gotten what they want. But I want to say something here. Who has told you that every candidate has to apply to COOPs? I was asking the CEO, why are you so worked up that you even want to place children who did not apply to COOPs? Is it fair? Because these are actually not children now, they are adults. So if somebody does not want to hear about the university, and somebody does not want to hear about anything else, or somebody has chosen because he's the son of Dr. Juan, and he has already gone to Canada, and he didn't want to apply to COOPs, why are you placing that person in a university? I'm not criticizing you, I'm just telling you that we should be open-minded. So let us place people who apply. But having said so, I am shocked to note that most schools don't even encourage the children to apply in the first instance. Less than, is it 14 or 24% of institutions apply before the results come out. We don't gamble. The teachers of our time, and I'm going to encourage the teachers of today to behave like the teachers of our time, where my teacher told me, no, you apply to go to Strathmore College 6 months ahead of time, because you are going to pass and you will go there. Now, if a whole institution, the majority of about 10,000 institutions, about 2,400 are the only ones that forward applications, that is a systemic failure, and it is a dysfunction. And I'm going to ask the teachers, I will also talk to my colleagues in the Teacher Service Commission, that this has to be addressed. The teachers are not earning money for nothing. They have a duty. I would understand if a student refuses, but if a center refuses, I think action must be taken against such people. Because you are then not training somebody who has confidence in himself. He's waiting to see whether he's going to pass first. You should be able to gauge yourself, although this is going to be sorted out by the CBC, but that will be until 2029. Are we together here? So now, as far as the placement is concerned, I'm not going to analyze the 2020 examination again, because we have done so several times. As far as placement is concerned, I've told you that a sizable number, about 7,000, did not apply. And I accordingly advised that if they didn't apply, we have no business placing them. Because in the first place, I've told you, we have revised 3 times, isn't it? So you don't place. And I also want to ask my colleagues who are vice chancellors like I was before, that some of them exaggerate numbers. Give us your actual capacity. Give us your actual capacity as you work on the funding formula, which should be able to assist you. And the good news is that all the children all the candidates who applied to be placed in both university and colleges have been placed. The majority of them in subjects of their choice. I was not going to repeat what has been said, but I think there's one that I must emphasize. God gave us a brain. So there are certain things, God is very busy looking after everybody. So if He has given you a very big brain with the capacity, He doesn't want to come and be helping you to use it all the time. So when we tell you, make 4 choices, don't be stupid. That you want medicine number 1, medicine number 2, medicine number 3, medicine number 4. You are actually a fool. Because you see, in this world there is nothing that is permanent except change. And you must be flexible. And as parents, we must tell our children, we will not always get what we want. Even in life, there's nothing that is perfect. You can't get what you want all the time. Like me, I became a CS, I didn't want it, I didn't expect. I'm here. There are people who have been waiting, and it is true. So in life, you don't always get what you want. And so if you grow up knowing that, in the event that I don't become a lawyer, what is it that I can do? And I'm seeing it in the children as I move around, because me, I manage by walkabout. As I integrate as I talk to the children, you find children who are very happy to say, no, I want to join the National Police Service. I want to join the Kenya Defense Forces. They are telling you, before they do the exam, why do you want them to apply to the university? To go and do what? They are zealous about what they want to do. CBC is going to make this better by having identified people now early. If you are a sports person like our champion Kipchoge, he could have been discovered much earlier. Maybe he would have won 10 marathons by now, extra. Isn't it? And you don't have to apologize to anybody. We were somewhere with some of my colleagues and we saw people in suits picking takataka, very, very happy and fulfilled. That's what we want. Because every service is a service, isn't it? Why are we doing those out there? When you come here, I wouldn't even want to be seen near somebody, because we will say Chokora Mapipa. Because we have said now, that one is for Chokora only. Every job is a job. That's how it works everywhere else. Ladies and gentlemen, just to be very specific about TVET, which is what the government thinks, this government thinks is going to give us answers. The way TVET is supposed to work, we are 50 million plus. What are the things that we usually do every day that we require? When you wake up until you sleep, what are the things that that you must do? For example, you must eat, you must go and pee several times. So you need somebody who can organize for you a place to pee, isn't it? Whether you like it or not, you must pee. So if you are intelligent, you would want to be a plumber. Because in every area, there will be a toilet. And it is not animals who are going there. It is human beings. And the people must respect you because you are a good plumber, isn't it? When you go to where the people are being honored, you should be respected, because now plumbing is not taught at universities. It is taught at various levels, at certificate level, at diploma level. So it is extremely important to say that everybody, all the 137,000 children that applied for TVET courses have been admitted. They can join sequentially. There will be a group that is coming in January and what have you. But this is also to say that there are many of them. For example, the ones that I encouraged and I support went direct. They went direct. Maybe there's a way they will inform her that they are now there, but they went direct. So there's a large number of our children who go direct. It is quicker. there is also a sizable number that go to the privates. So we don't have a situation where a huge number of children are left doing nothing. And the fact that even the creme de la creme are starting to go there voluntarily is something that we must appreciate. And I'm very sure that even some of the 7,000 that did not apply at all must be very well qualified and may have gone to TVETs. This is important because this year there's an improvement of 54%. This government has invested billions in TVETs. I think they have constructed over 140. There are 30 that are, the construction are ongoing. And even this morning as I go to Parliament, they are asking for more to be built. So this could be a way out. I don't know if we have enough, then we can supply the region and we can supply the world. Because of this now, I want to direct COOPS to continue with the mobilization and recruitment of students for TVET placement to TVET institutions. I am also aware, is Kip Kemei here? Okay, sit down. You are representing the PS TVET. I would want the equipment that we have in our TVET institutions to be utilized. If there is too much equipment somewhere that is not being utilized, the government is one, and there's a good institution with many students somewhere. Those equipment can be transferred to an institution that does not have equipment. Let us be transformative and dynamic in the process. If you have very good machines that are lying, like when I went to one place, I will not say where, I found tractors that had been there for 4 years, brand new. That is criminal.
Quite the words there from Dr. Magoha, speaking in regards to the university placements for the 2021-2022 university students, at least saying all the students that did apply have been placed in the various institutions, and at least a huge majority of them have been placed to undertake the courses that they had chosen. You can be able to catch more of that in our subsequent bulletins in case you missed the initial part of that particular press briefing.